Peace to everybody, back with another video. This is Cook County prosecutors to take R. Kelly to trial in fall on charges involving lone adult accuser. And as you can see here in the screenshot is R. Kelly himself in court. Now, I wish they make up their minds. Either R. Kelly has a trial in April or in fall. Now it's the justice system is all messed up. They can't make up their minds what they want to do with him. I mean, you got a trial coming in April of this year. Then now you want to move it to fall. Which is it with these people? Cook County prosecutors said Wednesday they intend to take embattled R&B singer R. Kelly to trial, first on their only indictment involving an accuser who was an adult at the time of the alleged attack. Yeah, so you got the prosecutor. They said today they intend to take embattled R&B singer R. Kelly to trial first on their only indictment, and that was for the involving an accuser who was an adult at the time of the alleged attack. The decision comes as a bit of a surprise since the other three Cook County indictments facing Kelly involved women who were underage at the time. One of those cases involves 4 counts of aggravated criminal sexual assault, a more serious charge than the aggravated criminal sexual abuse counts he otherwise faces. Yeah, so the decision has come as a bit of a surprise since the other 3 Cook County indictments facing Kelly involved women who were underage at the time. Of course, one of those charges involves 4 counts of aggravated criminal sexual assault, and those are more serious charges than the aggravated criminal sexual abuse counts he otherwise faces. Kelly did not appear at the briefing hearing Wednesday at the Layton Criminal Court Building due to a medical issue, his attorney Stephen Greenberg said in court. He is being held without bond in a federal jail in downtown Chicago. Well, so now R. Kelly is coming up with a lame excuse saying he's got a medical issue. I don't believe that for 1 second. He said he did not appear at the briefing hearing Wednesday at the Layton Criminal Court Building due to a medical issue. And this is what Stephen Greenberg has said. Well, Stephen Greenberg should have just dragged his butt to court anyway. Who cares if he has a medical issue? So what? Just drag him to court. He is being held without bond in a federal jail in downtown Chicago. Prosecutors say they would go to trial first on a charge alleging Kelly tried to force oral sex on a woman identified in court documents only as LC, his 24-year-old hairdresser, on Chicago's near North Side in 2003. He is charged with a single count of aggravated criminal sexual abuse in that case. So the prosecutor said they would go to trial on that charge, alleging Kelly tried to force oral sex on a woman who is identified in court documents only as LC, his 24-year-old hairdresser. He is charged with a single count of aggravated criminal sexual abuse in that case. Lanita Carter has since come forward publicly saying she went to braid Kelly's hair on Chicago's near North Side in 2003, but that he greeted her with his pants down. When she resisted, Kelly ejaculated on her and spit in her face several times, prosecutors have alleged. So Lanita Carter was on her way to to braid R. Kelly's hair. And when she got there, he greeted her with his pants down, and she resisted when Kelly ejaculated on her and spit in her face several times. This is what the prosecutors have alleged. In setting the first of potentially 4 trials for September 14th, Judge Lawrence Flood has asked prosecutors last month to reveal at Wednesday's hearing which indictment they would proceed on first. So yes, so the prosecutors, they have to present the evidence. This is in setting the first of potentially 4 trials for September 14th, and this is what the judge is asking the prosecutors last month to reveal Wednesday's hearing, which indictment they would proceed on first. Carter recently appeared in the Lifetime documentary series Surviving R. Kelly Part 2, The Reckoning, recounting her accusations in emotional and vivid terms. Alright, so she was on Surviving R. Kelly Part 2, The Reckoning. Alright, and she recently appeared in the Lifetime and recounting her accusations in emotional and vivid terms. She said she had enjoyed a close platonic relationship with Kelly, saying he was supportive and protective of her until he surprised her at the 2003 appointment. And so she had a platonic relationship. In other words, nothing happened, no sex, no nothing. And with Kelly, saying he was supportive and protective of her until he surprised her at the 2003 appointment. Carter said in the series that she reported the attack to police and ultimately appeared before a Cook County grand jury. She said grand jurors disbelieved her story and that charges were rejected. Yeah, so Carter told her story at the Cook County grand jury, and the grand jurors, they disbelieved her story and that charges were rejected. In other words, they did not believe her story at all. Carter came forward again after Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx made an unusual public plea in early 2019 for Kelly's accusers to reach out and cooperate with investigators. So, since the grand jury did not believe her, she went to Kim Foxx. She made an unusual public plea in early 2019 for Kelly's accusers to reach out and cooperate with investigators. Kelly faces a combined 20 counts in the 4 county indictments. The most serious charges involve 4 counts of aggravated criminal sexual assault that alleged he had multiple encounters with JP in 2009 and 2010 when she was just 16. So R. Kelly had 20 counts of that one in the 4 county indictments. The most serious charges involve 4 counts of aggravated criminal sexual assault that alleged he had multiple encounters with JP in 2009 and 2010. And at the time, she was 16 years old. The alleged victim, Johanna Pace, has gone public with her allegations against Kelly, describing herself as a superfan who met him during his child pornography trial in 2008. Alright, so Johanna has gone public with her allegations against Kelly. She described herself as a super fan who met him during his child pornography trial in 2008. Now, first of all, why would you get with somebody like this when you have a trial going on? I mean, seriously, Johanna should not have been with him during that time when the trial was going on. She should have stayed away from him until the trial was over. But instead, she decided to get with him, and it's like, wait a minute, what are you doing? And I mean, he had a child pornography charges against him, a trial on top of it too. And she went and met R. Kelly during that time. Nah, that is just plain wrong. The singer 53, whose legal name is Robert Sylvester Kelly, also faces separate indictments in Cook County that charge he sexually abused 3 other women, 2 of whom were also underage at the time. So R. Kelly is 53 years old. His legal name is Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also faces separate indictments in Cook County that charge he sexually abused 3 other women. 2 of them at the time were also underage at that time as well. Prosecutors alleged that Kelly met one underage victim, identified only as HW in the indictment, as she celebrated her 16th birthday at a restaurant. He had repeated sexual contact with her over the next year, according to the charges. So the woman whose initials are HW that are in the indictment, she was celebrating her 16th birthday at the time at a restaurant. He had repeated sexual contact with her over the next year, according to the charges. Well, when you're 16 years old and you're celebrating a birthday, you should not be with an older man at all. It is disgusting and it's just plain awful. I mean, she could have told him to get away from him, but she didn't. Prosecutors have revealed they also have a video recording of Kelly having sex with a 14-year-old girl identified as RL on one occasion sometime between late September of 1998 and late September of 2001. Yeah, so the prosecutors have revealed they also have a video recording of Kelly having sex with a 14-year-old girl at the time. They identify her as RL on one occasion, sometimes between late September of 1998 and late September of 2001. The 13-count indictment in Chicago charged Kelly with conspiring with 2 former employees to rig his 2008 child pornography trial in Cook County to paying off witnesses and victims to change their stories. He was acquitted of all charges at that trial. So he paid these people to not say anything and to change their stories, saying, oh, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. So, when they know he did do something to them. These are the 13-count indictment in Chicago charged Kelly with conspiring 2 former employees to rig his 2008 child pornography trial in Cook County by paying off witnesses and victims to change their stories. Now, let's say, for example, somebody tried that with me. They wanted to pay me off to keep quiet. I would tell them, no, I'm spilling everything out. There is no amount of money that's going to get me to shut up. And this is what the girls should have told R. Kelly, but instead, no, they took the money and changed their stories. So he bought his way out of being acquitted of all charges at that trial. But now, since that he's in jail right now, he can't do nothing. He can't make nobody shut up because he's broke and there's nothing he can do. In New York, Kelly alone was indicted on a charge of racketeering conspiracy, alleging he identified underage girls attending his concerts and groomed them for later sexual abuse. So R. Kelly has groomed these girls. He is a puppeteer for the Illuminati, obviously, and he has was then later uh, charged with these for racketeering, conspiring, alleging he identified underage girls that attending his concerts and groomed them for later sexual abuse. Early last November, attorney Jeffrey Steinbach, who is known for negotiating complex guilty pleas, signed on to represent Kelly on his federal charges in Chicago, raising speculation that Kelly might try to work out a deal with prosecutors on all the pending charges. Well, first of all, R. Kelly's not going to get away with nothing this time. There is no deal to be worked out with him. He's a manipulator and a liar. That's what R. Kelly is. He grooms these girls not to say anything. He pays them not to say anything and to change their stories. And when the girls are ready to leave him, there's nothing he can do about it. And this is why they all came out and told their story of what he has done to them. Attorney Jeffrey Steinbach, who is known for negotiating complex guilty pleas, signed on to represent Kelly on his federal charges in Chicago. But I wouldn't even trust that lawyer either, let alone Steven Greenberg, who can't be trusted either. So, I mean, these lawyers think they're all high and mighty, but they're not. Also raising speculation that Kelly might try to work out a deal with prosecutors, which is not going to happen because the prosecutors are not going to deal with him. They want him in jail immediately. So, and this is what's going to happen. Leave your comments below. I am out.